fellow budgeters, my name is Brandy and you're watching From Debt to Dreams, and on this channel we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt, but don't you fret, more than half of that is our mortgage. So today's video, what we're doing is we are tracking all of our expenses. I track my expenses mostly so that I can make sure I'm staying on budget. I track our expenses so that I can see trends happening throughout the year. And I track our expenses just as a way for me to realize, oh wow, this is what we've done. And then it helps me like double think about kind of some purchases that we make, because I know that I'm going to have to write it down and explain it to myself later. So it helps me, it really does help me pull back on the emotional and the what's that word I'm thinking of? Impulse spending. All right, so let's go over here. Here's what we've got first. We have $520 that we threw into the savings account. That is to cover the pest control, the termite insurance thing, whatever that comes, that happens every year, and then also our HOA dues for July. We have utilities, so our gas bill for the house came out at $58. Here is that yearly pest control thing. That's for the termite treatment of our house every year. My husband put $30 into the checking account because he forgot to pay for my son's haircut in cash, so he threw it into the bank account. And my father-in-law had a birthday, so my husband bought him a gift card and a card at the Dollar Tree. Okay, here is, let me find the, this is a health purchase to LabCorp. I don't know why. I have a feeling it's my son getting his blood tested, but I don't know why it like came out so late. Or maybe it's my blood. So what they do for when I get my blood tested for things is they will swipe my card, but they won't charge me until after the insurance has been charged and they've been reimbursed by the insurance. Then I have to pay the rest of the balance. It's kind of weird the way that they like wait for that, but I think that's what that was. Right here, my son Colin wanted to buy a Nintendo game and he gave me his money, and you'll see that on the cash page. So we allowed him to buy a Nintendo game. Jason bought himself a comic book. He took the kids to McDonald's over the weekend. Here is Josh getting his haircut. Okay, we have our Netflix subscription came out, and then here is our our July HOA dues for quarter 2 of the year. And then this right here, I'm keeping track of all of the expenses that I had while I went to Easley, South Carolina over the weekend to visit my sister-in-law and her new babies. And so once I receive all of those, I'll just put them all on one line as fun, because it was kind of like a little getaway for me. I went over there over the weekend so I could visit and see the new babies, and I'm just so excited. They were the cutest little things. I'm not going to post a picture of them because they're not my babies to post a picture of, but it was so great. They're twins, and they're 3 weeks old, and they were just the cutest little thing. I just had a blast. All right, so here is that money that Colin gave me from his own money to pay for that video game that he wanted. This is from that money, this $15 he gave. There was $2 that were the type of dollars that the letter bucks that I save for. So I took those out. I put $200 into my husband's savings envelope because he had worked. The income came in here, and then so I put it in there. It all evened out in the end. It's hard for me to explain where it all came from, but I might just end up crossing that out because he's going to be using that money, and I don't want to count it as savings and then bring it in again as income, because like it already came in as income this month, you know? So we'll just see. While I was gone over the weekend, Jason went to Aldi and did some grocery shopping. He went to Walmart, did some grocery shopping, and then unfortunately I had to go back to Walmart and get a couple of more things that I did not tell him that I needed. And this is me getting a couple of things for the kids specifically. And actually, you're probably going to be like, why are you even doing that? So Josh, you know, spent all that money on Fortnite, and I have not been able to get that money back. He's not allowed to play Fortnite, but he is allowed to play Minecraft. And unfortunately, our Minecraft disc for our PlayStation was like almost 10 years old, 9 years old. And it broke. So I ended up going to Walmart to get a new one. With that said, here is our cash that's left over. And here is all the change. Let me take this out. My husband keeps his Costco card in there instead of in his wallet. There you go. So we have 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, what was that, 35? 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Yes. Okay. So, we're going to put this $25 back into our grocery envelope. All right. There's that. And then, we are going to go over these dollar bucks. So, they did come. Let's write this down actually. This is $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's write that down real quick. Let's put this away. Okay. So, I didn't have to switch out a bunch of dollar bucks, only a couple, but I wanted to make sure that all the ones that I had, you know, eventually I'm going to switch them all out and I won't have any more to switch out. So then it will actually feel like I'm actually waiting for them in the wild. But, so what we save for is B for me, CD for Colin, JL for Josh, and GH for my husband. GH because he's a good looking husband. So I have 2 G's and an H for Jason, 2 B's for me, 2 C's and a D for Colin, and then a J and an L for Josh. But then also there is that $2 that Colin gave me. One was a J or an L, and the other one is a B. So it looks like all of us are getting $3. Did I do that on purpose? Yeah, probably. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to mine. We got B, B, and B. Okay. And let's color in right here. Each of these shoes equals $2. Each of these shoes equals $2, but remember, I'm not saving for a treadmill anymore. I'm saving to get my grandmother's Bible rebound. All right. Oof, there's Jason's savings account. He's getting 1, 2, 3. So let's add that in there. We won't count that. 7, 15. Okay. Perfect. So that's there because only Jason and I's are in this binder. And we got this one for Colin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this one for Joshua. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I didn't need to take all of that out. All right, cool. And that's all we have for today, Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow with whatever else is coming through my bank account. Hopefully all of my purchases from over the weekend will then clear, and we can get moving on. And then Friday is payday. So, woo woo. All right, my friends, have a lovely day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, fellow budgeters. It's Thursday, and it's the first day of school for my kiddos. I spent all day yesterday just working and spending time with them and getting them ready for school. So, if you're wondering, yes, it's early for school. We are a year-round school. So we start in July. We get a 2.5-week break in September. We go back to school early October. Then we have a break for Thanksgiving. Then we have, which is just like a normal break. It's like 3 school days. Then for Christmas, we have 2.5 weeks. And then we get another 2.5 weeks in March. And then the end of the school year is in May, the end of May. So we love our school. We love the year-round schedule. Whenever my oldest is done with middle school, I don't know what we're going to do because I like being on the same schedule. Because there aren't any year-round high schools around here. But anyway, let's get caught up. I was really busy yesterday, so I was not able to get on here and film, but a lot of stuff came out. We have not been doing very great this month so far. Here is Burger King takeout and McDonald's takeout that my husband did while I was gone. I probably should put that under the fun category, but because that was like kind of like their vacation, I guess, while I was on a vacation, I guess, if you want to say it like that. Here is some Dunkin' Donuts my husband got for us yesterday. Was that yesterday already? No, Tuesday. And then here is some Bojangles that I got on Monday. And then this is Mission Barbecue that we got on Tuesday. We did a little bit of shopping. Whoops. My apologies about that. We did a little shopping. Our kids needed some school shoes. So we went to go get some school shoes, and then we went to Mission Barbecue for dinner. That was kind of like our last like summer hurrah on Tuesday. Right here is me making a purchase on Etsy in the celebrations category because I buy my kids a shirt every year that has their age on it somehow. And so I bought Colin's shirt this year. He helped me pick that one out. Here is our debt consolidation loan coming out. Here is all of the stuff that I spent on my Easily trip with gas, food, a little bit of shopping. It ended up being $289. And then here is getting gas in the Rogue. And then here is our car insurance coming out for this month. Whew. Okay. Well, that is it for today, Thursday. Tomorrow is payday. I think there is just going to be one purchase that is needs to be cleared in the account. So hopefully that will clear. And then, yeah, we'll wrap this thing up and then we'll get ready for the next week. All right, my friends, I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy Friday, 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 it's payday. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so here we are. Here's the earned income that I put into the checking account. This is not what our paychecks were. It's just what I put into the checking account. And then we had every month, my credit union takes $1 out of every single account. And so there's the State Employees Credit Union Foundation. So I count that as a tithe because what else do I put it as? And then we took the kids to the Skechers store to go get them shoes for school. Bought some really great shoes that were on super clearance. Got 2 pairs of Skechers for $42. And I like doing that because I know they're going to last. Whereas if I go somewhere else to get cheaper shoes, I know they're not going to last and I'm going to have to keep buying more shoes. And then our credit union gave us a dividend of 12 cents. So yay, it's classified as other income. And then we had somebody come over yesterday, kind of last minute, to cut my dog's nails. So I paid her in cash. Next time she's coming over is in the end of August. So I'm going to put that into the August budget so that we have the money for that. I'm going to see how many paychecks I have before then and start putting some money into our pet envelope for that so that I'm not stealing from a different envelope. I stole from the Scout envelope this time around. So all right, my friends, well, that's it. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I will see you on Monday for a mini Mondays video, Tuesday for my budget with me and cash stuffing, Thursday for a play and pay, and then Friday for our next expense tracking video. So there we have it. All right, my friends, I hope you have a lovely weekend and I will see you later. Bye.